Hi friends, this is Christine from Christine's Routines, and I just wanted to go over with you. I've been talking about it in my last few videos of preparedness. So we are going to go through what my husband and I travel with as we cross the country to our winter home. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so my husband and I, we travel across the country to come to this location. This is our winter home, so we travel thousands of miles. And what we like to do is, besides packing all of our, everyday things that we use, we also like to travel in our van with kind of like a go bag. So it pretty much contains almost everything that we need for emergencies. So here we go. So bag number one, it's actually really heavy. It is, actually it's a really nice backpack that I found at Goodwill, and it had several pockets on it. It's I don't know, it's got some company name on the front, but it's from High Sierra. It's got so many, areas for clips and things, and there's a spot for like a knife or something, and just extra zippers everywhere. So first things first, find yourself a really good heavy-duty bag. And everybody's gonna probably yell at me and say, well, you can't carry that on your back if you have an emergency. Well, you're right. So what I've done is I've actually packed a couple other bags inside of this, because there's two of us. So there's another bag that turns into a backpack, and there's a fanny pack. We don't care about style when it comes to emergencies. So let's go through the bag. Obviously you see I've got some water bottles on the back side. These are empty right now, but when we do travel, I try to bring as much water with as we can. And a lot of the times the bigger ones, I actually just fill with ice, because usually takes 3 to 4 days to travel here. It melts, but we still have fresh water then. So that's something to consider. So we have 5, 6, we have 6 cup holders where I can reach. And so every single one is filled up, usually actually one with coffee, but the rest are filled up with water. So that's your first thing. So like I said, these are not full by any means. And it's got really nice side pockets. So not sure, I saw this from some type of prepper channel, but it is a 9-day candle. So it actually is 100% vegetable oil. So I'm sure there's other videos out there where you can make a vegetable oil candle. I've seen a few where you take a can of Crisco, which is like shortening, and then put a taper candle in it. It's European made. It's a Jewish candle. It came in packs. I bought them on Amazon, so we have several of these. And I really liked it just because it's slim and it pretty much fits anywhere. It's got a cap to it. So that is a staple in our bag. I do like to buy these clips, the Carabiners. They come in a 2-pack at Walmart for a few dollars. Like this bigger one, it holds 150 pounds, and this other one holds 60 pounds. They're just great to clip on your sides, and carry extra things. So we always usually have a few of those. That's what's hanging on the back here. And this bag, like I said, has a little spot for it too. So I tried to be strategic with what we carry and make things accessible that we would maybe need first. So in this very front pocket, I've got multi-tool, which has like a little hammer, etc. It has all the different things. It's just like the Avalanche brand. I'm pretty sure I got it in a goodie bag from Goodwill. So you'll probably hear that word several times here, but Goodwill is a great place to go for different things that you don't really want to pay full price for. It has a belt loop on it, so you can take this out of the bag to make it not quite as heavy, and have that multi-tool on you. Just some tissues for miscellaneous reasons. You can use it as toilet paper, etc., to wipe wounds, etc. And then I do have another knife in here. It's stuck into the side here, but this was so this was something really interesting. I don't know, you know, you can't travel with knives on airplanes, right? So I actually heard from another prepper, I don't remember, it was years ago, but you can go on eBay and actually purchase the knives that were confiscated at the airports. So I did that one time. I paid $40 and I think I got like 30 knives, and this was one of them. This is a Winchester. I went through and I sharpened all of them, and I gave some out as gifts. I have brothers and son-in-laws and things like that, so they appreciate it. But to have a good, decent knife, this one clips on your side. I usually carry my Kershaw little knife on me every day. I have a neck knife for like when I shop by myself. But yeah, so I thought that this was a very nice, sharper knife, and it's right up in the front area. So that's the second thing in this front pocket. And just a random towel, a rag to, you know, grab things. You can use it pretty much for anything. And then some antibacterial wipes, a pretty small pack. There's 20 in here. We usually have some in our van in general, so this is just addition to that. And then another little clip-on. It actually is pretty bright. And so this one does take batteries, but I really like to buy things that can be recharged, so you don't have to carry around batteries. So I threw that in there. I do check it, usually before each long trip, and make sure that it's still working. I think that's it. Oh, another pack of tissues. So that's it there. And then it's got a smaller zip here that's pretty deep. So in this one is another light source. This is one of those shake flashlights. Do you remember those? Where you shake it for a certain amount of time and then it does light up. But I just thought having an extra light source for super emergencies, it's a go-to. And so to charge things, this is a 20,000, I want to say, yeah, 20,100 milliamp charger pack. And it charges off a USB, and then the micro USB to recharge it. So that's kind of a must, like when you do travel. I do have other sources of energy, as you'll see in the video here, but this is a must, and it's really not that big. It is heavy, but it's not that big. And then I also do have a couple sporks. So there's spoons, forks, and then on the one side of the fork, there's like a little chopping area. Just got these at Walmart, a couple bucks a piece. They actually fit really nicely together. So there's a couple of those in here. Some more tissues, and I think that's it. That pocket goes pretty deep. All right, now we're getting to some necessity things. So I have a small pack of, I think, are fairly necessity for cold, flu. There's acetaminophen, Imodium. I've got some Band-Aids in here. I've got Dayquil, NyQuil. And then the other thing I heard somebody talk about, I have electrolyte pills in here. And I just thought having the electrolyte pills will maybe help in that situation too. Definitely just having a tiny medicine cabinet with. There's going to be some other stuff in here too, but this is just in a snack size bag. So I have those with, and then the other part is I've got some triple antibiotic ointment and some sunscreen, lip balm, some 50 and 30 in this bag as well. And I just put all the liquid stuff together. So that's it. That's the first front two pockets on this. So we're on to the third pocket. This is, I believe, one of the biggest ones. This zips all the way down. And here we go. So I've got, in a quart size bag, I have a couple of very large, like garage garbage bags. So they're probably the 30 gallon, I want to say, super heavy duty, and they have so many purposes. So you can use them as ponchos if you need to, just to protect yourself from the weather. You can use them to dispose of things. You can, on and on and on. You can use them for so many things. But so I do have a poncho in here, and then I have one of those emergency blankets in here as well. And it's just like and I put a rubber band around it because I folded it up really small so it would fit in this pack. And it's just kind of a grab and go. And then I have a couple pairs of those little tiny gloves that, you know, stretch out to your hand, a pair of earmuffs, just, you know, smaller stuff that'll fit in your bag. All right, so here is the extra backpack that I talked about. So what it does is it's small, compact, but when you unzip it, it actually folds out into a backpack. Here we go. Okay. And then you can store some of your other things in this backpack. And then this front pocket, like where it was stored, zips up so you have a front pocket on your backpack. And yeah, so it's a pretty decent size one. And then I also have a couple other things in here too. So this is a one-side zipper. Let's see here. And it's got like a little hanging thing, so you can hang, you know, these carabiners off of it if you need to, etc. And adjustable things. This one you can't throw too much stuff in because I feel like, you know, maybe the seams would split, but it's a good brand. It's the Totes brand. But yeah, so that's another form of, you know, storage. As you think your bag is too heavy, if you do have an emergency, take some of this stuff out, give it to the other person, or take out what you don't think you need to carry. Like if you do have to walk, just leave some of the stuff behind. All right, so there's that fold up bag. And then we'll get to the other part. So heat. I do have some hand warmers. I have some little mini fire starter cubes. And then I have one of these fire starter bricks in here, waterproof matches, regular matches, got a couple of razor blades, I've got some sewing needles, but yeah, these little fire cubes, you know, that's the other thing to have more than one source of is fire. So matches, lighters, ferro rod, etc. So we'll get to my other sources in a little bit, but this is just kind of the first bigger pocket grab and go. I've got matches and fire in there, and then heat hand warmers, like what the oh, and toe warmers it says, but you know what the hunters use. So, and then toe warmers, and again I just used the clear bags so you can really see what's going on in here. And the waterproof matches are in a separate bag. And yeah, so that's what's in that one. I don't know, I put this little tiny pair of binoculars in here. They're kind of little Chinso ones, but I thought it could help a little bit. But I just thought I'd throw in there. They literally weigh nothing. You can wear it around your neck and, you know, just kind of see where you're going. So I've got those in there as well. And then I put this in the area with the biggest, I don't know, one of the biggest areas. This is also another backpack, one of those string backpacks. This has our jumper cables and such. Oh, my bag's falling. So this has, you know, the jumper cables. Here's the jumper cables. And then in the bottom here, I've got another towel. So just kind of a miscellaneous towel. And then I do have a set of work gloves, just kind of so you don't hit your hand. They're just like the jersey kind that you can get, you know, 10 pair for $10 or something. I put a couple of glow sticks in here too. You know, like kids like the little glow sticks, but I don't know, they last a really long time. And then that way you don't have to worry about burning out any of your other sources of light. And it's got a hook on it so you can hang it somewhere. I don't know, I think these are pretty decent, and that's kind of in that emergency bag here too. All right, so the other thing you should have with, and especially nowadays, everything is so digital, talking monetarily, but you should have some cash on hand. So I have this really small pocket up on the top here. I've got some coins, like I know there's not really any phone booths around these days, but I just kind of put a miscellaneous bag of coins in here. And then I also did put some cash. So I've got an undisclosed amount of cash, and I just put it in one of those longer snack bags. And my trick was I put $1 on the outside and $1 on the back, and then all the good stuff's in between. So yeah, so some cash on you, and I think that's it in that. So yeah, that's just on this very top pocket. Just a real quick grab and go for that. And then I did have some iced tea packets too. These have a little bit of caffeine in them. They're made from black tea, and they last forever. And it's just like, you know, 1 per bottle, shake it up. If you do, you know, want some flavored water and a little bit of energy, I thought those were kind of a good idea. Let's get on to the next bigger pocket on this. All right, so this is where all the goodies are. We'll see if I can get everything back in here. I found one of these little mini Bounty to go. So I threw that in here. Little paper towels. And then I got this for free, actually. It's a little emergency survival kit. So it's a little plastic container. It's got a couple spots if you do want to hang it up. But you open it up, and it's got several different things in here. So another source. So I've got more matches, another knife, and then here's the ferro rod with the scratcher, so you can start a fire. And then I do have a whistle. You know, if you are stranded in the middle of nowhere, having a whistle is not a bad idea. So I do have that in here as well. And it came with, there's another carabiner, pretty heavy duty one on the bottom. One of these saws that you take and you can saw things with. This is another clip. I believe it's a water bottle clip. So you can check that out, and it clips onto your side or onto your buckle, so it's got a snap. And then in the bottom here is one of these multi-tools. So it's got several different things on it, and it's got a little bit of cord action on here. It's got a knife area. It's got where you can utilize a screwdriver, etc. It's got a lot of different things on it, but that's in there as well. Here's the carabiner that was on there. It's a screw one, but it should be fine. So yeah, so that's what's in that. So speaking of cordage, so I do have 550 paracord in there as well. And if you don't know what paracord is, all right, so you can kind of see on the end here. This breaks out into several different pieces of cordage. And it says do not use for climbing, but this is good to, if you need extra cord for putting up a tarp. I don't know, it's something good to have. I probably don't need quite this much. This is 100 feet, but I thought it was pretty small and contained. So yeah, so that's in there as well. I do have a crank radio, crank solar radio actually. So crank meaning you pull the crank out and then you wind it, or this one specifically up on the top has solar. Yeah, and it actually has a weather radio, so you can tune into any emergencies. It has a light, and then I think that's about it. USB charger, so I believe you can charge your phones if you need to, in and out. It does have battery backup. It's got, oh, here we go, SOS. Whoa, it's got SOS sound. Yeah, it works off of AAA batteries or the crank. So it's the Sung Life. It's actually a decent brand. And another one where I added a little carabiner on to it. And it just is a great little emergency radio. You don't have to worry about batteries in it. So put that to the side. I did put in a couple N95 masks for my husband and myself, just in case come into, you know, something where we need protection for that. Can opener. I got it from the dollar store, I'm sure, or something. I've got some headlamps. I don't have them taken apart yet. I like just kind of how compact they were, but yeah, you pull that out. Oh, I guess I just did. There we go. There, it works. So I didn't really want to do that, but that's fine. Yeah, and so you strap those onto your head so you can walk around. You don't need to carry a flashlight. So here's another light source. Here's the other one. It just flopped out. So there's 2 of those in here because there's kind of a prepared bag for 2 people. And then I did throw an MRE. My brother's in the military, so I got to go down to the military base and pick up a couple cheese tortellini and tomato sauce, food-wise. Yeah, so I've got some other emergency ration food bars. These are 2,400 calories, 5-year shelf life, February of 25. These are good through 6 servings per container, and it's super vacuum sealed. It is pretty heavy, but you could easily break this up into pieces. So that's another source of food. So speaking of food, I do have a Stanley pot in here, so like to boil water if you need to. It's got the directions in it. It's got 2 cups inside. It's actually a really nice little unit. And a little pot. It's got measurements inside. And yeah, so you put that there. You squeeze it. And it stores all in one. You can put that right over the fire, like I said, and boil your water, and you're good to go. And the lid actually has like little pouring spouts. So if you wanted some instant coffee or something, you probably could do that. But all right, so there's that little Stanley 2 cups. So I've got a couple of the Sawyer water filtration systems, mini Sawyers. And there's a million videos out there, but maybe watch it so you know what you're doing with this. Get the water in this, screw this on, squeeze the water, you know, through it, etc. So I've just got it zipped up in a bag here. I've got some water filtration, neutralizing tablets, so in case your water tastes bad, there's a million little tablets in there. There's the straw for the mini Sawyer. And then I actually have the directions in here too, just in case. Folds up really nice and small. So yeah, so that is part of water filtration. And the thing that was in there that is a tourniquet. So I know that you can actually hurt somebody if you use it the wrong way, but I did get some medical tourniquet hemorrhage control in case there's like some kind of bleeding. I've watched a couple videos on it, so I feel pretty well versed in how to use it. So it's got the directions, everything right in it too. But if you do have one, watch a video or 2 on it. It's just like, doing CPR. You need to watch a video and practice. So I do have a little mini Goal Zero solar panel, and I really like this one. I have a couple other ones. So it folds out. It's really low wattage is the only problem, but I like this one because it comes with little carabiners, and well, it's got 2 little carabiners in it, and it's got the wires and everything on it, so you can actually like clip it to your backpack on your backpack while you're walking, and then you can gather the sun from that. So that's really unique, for these. So it comes with 2 carabiners. You clip them on each side. It's very lightweight, folds down, is smaller than a book. It reminds me of like a little Kindle. And I've got the directions in here. You hook your USB cord to it. I picked this up off of eBay, and it was from Goal Zero. It was refurbished, so I didn't pay a ton for it. I've got a couple of Goal Zero products. Yeah, so that's really nice and lightweight. Here's my other source. I was talking about fanny pack. So here's my little stylish fanny pack I picked up at Goodwill. It's eSport, so it's pretty stylish. But I did put some extra batteries. I've got AA, AAA. I've got a little mini thing of pills, so I've got some Tums, just kind of double duty. I've got acetaminophen, ibuprofen, Imodium. I've got a couple allergy pills like Benadryl in case you have allergic reaction. I've got some nighttime acetaminophen in here, so that just kind of stays in the front. And then I think, yeah, this is feminine products and extra Band-Aids and Dayquil and Sudafed and like a really big Band-Aid, a couple of cough drops, and then I do have some rubber gloves in here as well. But yeah, I just kind of put some feminine products, feminine wipes, tampons and stuff, they can be used for wounds and pads. So nothing wrong with having a few extra of those around. And like I said, the fanny pack just fits on. It's got an extra little zipper here too. And so another way to carry something to take the load off of your back from the bag being too heavy. This is my other miscellaneous bag. So this has a Sillcock key. I don't know if you know what that is, but it is a way to get water from an outside source. So like if there's no handle on something, you can use this Sillcock key to open up a water source on, you know, a public building or something of the sort. Right here. And it shows how to use it on the back. So I thought that was super important. Again, you know, water is a mainstay of life. So I have that in there. I've got a couple bungee cords, another couple rags, you know, and rags can be used for anything. So I've got a total of 4 rags, so 2 per person. I have a few zip ties in here, so black. I've got a couple of baby spoons, so maybe I'll put those with the other spoon. Another couple multi-tools. So this one is bigger. This one actually has like a hatchet to it. It's got the rubber gasket on it, but it's very, very sharp. So for you to chop some wood for your fire. And it comes in this pack. This is another thing that can come out and clip on your belt, clip on something. It's got a snap that you can clip on. The other thing, I still have another, and this is one of kind of the mainstay, like a Leatherman type tool. This one's called a Jase, and it's got every tool. It's got the needle nose, it's got a saw, it's got an extra knife. Yeah, my next purchase I do want to make is some type of saw. So I know silky saws are probably the best, but I heard their prices are going up. And this is another one where you can clip on your belt. It's got a loop to it. Small socket set with the way to use it. So it comes with this to hook onto the sockets, and then I have a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. So that's kind of in that bag. Miscellaneous nails. You know, if you need to nail something up to a tree. I do have an extra thing for Paracord. This is one of those bracelets. It actually did come in the emergency kit, that plastic emergency kit that I had. It has a little mini fire starter. It's got a compass on it. It's got a whistle on it. So that you can take out, put on your wrist. I did check the level or the compass on it, and it actually does work. So I have that clipped inside the bag. And then in the bottom, I have some tent pegs. So I just bought the real simple ones. This is just to help make a shelter, what have you. Yeah, so I've got those, but they could be used to do some digging too. That's one thing. That's the other thing I do want to get sometime is a folding shovel. So some personal hygiene. I have some fragrance-free baby wipes. I've had these in here for a while, but I can still kind of tell that they're wet. And just to kind of help keep yourself fresh if you do end up in a situation where you don't want to use any water to clean yourself. So baby wipes are great. So the other thing I have, I've got a couple of miscellaneous things. I do have another set of just regular masks, just in case. The N95s are the ones that really do something. I threw a few extra zip ties in here. I put some floss in here, so I threw that in for emergency. A couple of plastic knives and forks and spoons. And then I do have one of these little mini can openers too. This is that P38, I want to say, military one. Super tiny, and just another quart-sized bag. And then this is just a miscellaneous bowl, like that folds out. Cup, bowl, whatever you want to use it for. I thought it would be good to kind of go along with the Stanley stuff and doesn't really take up much space. We do have a pet, so I thought that could be used for water for the pet. I think that's it in this specific bag. So yeah, so that is the backpack with 2 other sources of backpacks, several sources of things to hang on your belt, several sources of light, several sources of fire, a couple things of food that last for a long time, said 5-year shelf life, etc. This bag is heavy. My husband complains every time he lifts it up. It's got actually a really sturdy handle, but this one we do not travel with. It has most everything for emergency that you can kind of think of. And then to go along with that as well, I have another couple bags that we also utilize. So we have covered almost everything. The other thing that is kind of overlooked are comms, so communication. So I do have a GMRS license and it's good for 10 years. It is, I want to say $75, and that was a couple of years ago. I do have a way to use that. You're supposed to not use it unless you have a license, but your license covers your entire family. One person gets it for 10 years, you can be covered. It gives you access to other things that cell phones, like if the grid goes down, you can utilize this. I also do have another source for close by. So I've got a set of just the family walkie-talkies. So if my husband and I get separated a few miles away from each other, these will still work. So let's go over those. Okay guys, I'm back. And now let's get on to communications and this and that. So I just have like a carry-on size bag and just reutilizing it. So it has one front pocket and one big main pocket. So let's go over what's in the front pocket. So kind of a couple repeats and things, but here is my rechargeable flashlight. Got it for free for something, and just some extra cordage for emergencies. It's great. Keep everything together. USB bulbs. So you can plug this into USB and turn it on and off. It has a little thing that you can hang. So there's 2 of them in this bag. And then this one is actually really unique. I saw this on somebody's prepper channel as well. Another rechargeable item, just with the micro USB, kind of, standard. It is a candle lighter, so another source of fire. I've got a miscellaneous cigarette lighter, that's what I call it, but I'm sure this is to charge something. So a lot of my units that I have, my solar generators, they have, I think it's called 120 volt, I call it a cigarette lighter. And you plug this in and then plug this into what you need charged. And then just another Paracord bracelet. Here is another Goal Zero. I have one in the other bag. And I figured, this way we both could have them hanging on our backpacks. And again, you just pull the cord out of the back, so that's in the back pocket there. I have a really big kind of extension cord for USB to USB, a couple of them. So those are extension cord. And then this is pretty much my charging cords for our solar generators. So I know that this bag, my lemon bag, this one's for our EcoFlow Delta, which we carry with us. You can charge it up with solar. You can literally run your refrigerator off of it. So when we are normally at home, we have this downstairs by our freezer, and then I have another larger unit, which I actually left at home, by our refrigerator upstairs. We have those 2 things, just, make sure that your food doesn't go bad, especially with the cost of food these days. I mean, preserving your food, having backup lights and, solar things and rechargeable things. Anyways, this is charging cord and the booklet warranty for that. I've got some extra batteries, AAAs. I just bought some extras. And this one is one we utilize quite a bit. So this bag goes with us, and it has the charging cord with the cigarette lighter. Yeah, so you can plug that in and plug it into the unit and charge it from your battery on your vehicle. I got the directions in there. That unit I have right here. It's really great. It's really not that heavy either. This is 800 watts. We travel with this one quite a bit. We have a cooler that plugs in. So we actually plug the cooler into this when we travel to some friends. They live, 5 hours away. We have kids that, live out of state. So we bring this with quite a bit, and it does really great. Can charge it by solar. It's not super heavy. I can manage it. That's the thing about the EcoFlow Delta, I should say. It is 40 something pounds, which is actually lighter than a lot of them that have that much power, but definitely need 2 hands, but it pretty much does everything. So we use that one quite a bit. And with the units I am showing you, I do pull them out monthly. So at the beginning of each month, I pull them out and use them. And then I usually, because we live in a sunny location this time of year, I pull out the solar panels, charge them back up that way. So these are the charging cords. I have 2 units like this, and these are both 500 watt units. So the only thing that's missing on these is the cigarette lighter adapter. It actually is a really nice unit. It has a light on it. You can charge USB here, and then on the back side you can plug things in here. And you just have to turn it on. There's the area where the charging thing goes, and then it does get charged up by solar as well. So I have 2 of these units. These are really super lightweight, but the only thing that I will say about these, when this runs out of battery, an alarm goes off. That's the only downside that I have found so far. And then in the middle of the night, this alarm went off. So kind of learned our lesson on that. 2 really easy smaller units that, I mean, it actually would fit in this bag if you wanted to. Those are great. And then I do have an inverter. So this inverter is, and this one is a smaller one. It's a 200 watt continuous, 400 watt peak. And what it does is you can plug things into it in your vehicle. Cigarette lighter adapter. It's got little things to hook onto a battery. So if you need to utilize the battery on your vehicle, just have the cigarette lighter. So red to red, black to black on here. So you plug it in, and then it turns into a 3-prong outlet for you. And then also a USB on the front. Let's see, I do have another power bank. This is 28,000 milliamps. So I have quite a few of these. So yeah, this is a nice slim unit. It powers up your items through USB. So I could use that to charge those flashlights, to charge up the lighter, you know, and things like that. So I do have a really long cord for solar. If you need to plug in your refrigerator, use the solar outside. This is a long extension cord for that, for the length that we need it for. This works. Here, miscellaneous. I do have Sea Crane Skywave shortwave radio. It's got AM, FM, weather radio, airwaves, shortwave, and SSB. It's got pretty much everything. But I do have my charging unit here for my Ocean. This is my shortwave radio here. So with my call sign, like I said before, that I do have our GMRS license, which I have the information here. And then I also printed out the different stations, the GMRS, you know, station for prepper or emergency, you know, how to turn it to it. So this is another thing that I pull out monthly and I keep charged. And I've got the booklet here and things like that. And then that fits in here. So this is another thing that I could charge off of these units because it's just a 2-prong. So yeah, so this bag comes with all the charging cords and things. The other thing that we do bring with is the other set of comms. This is the Motorola, like the FRS, so family radio. You don't need a license for these. This one, there's only 7 different channels, but my husband and I tried them back home, and he drove about 2 miles away and we could still hear each other. And we live in an area that's pretty heavily, that have trees and things like that. I just kind of have them both plugged in. They both plug into the same thing. And this is another thing that you can keep charged with those solar chargers. It has a nice hard case to it, makes life easy. And here's the other solar panels that we have. So here's my other Goal Zero. Has in the back some storage. So some zip pouches. It's got the directions. This one is 50 watts, so it charges a little bit faster. And then I just have some cords back here. I use an iPhone, so I have an iPhone cord back here. And like I said, I pull these out when I do want to charge things, and just to make sure that they're still functioning. Something you should do. It has the USB cord thing here. Another couple cords that you can charge different things. Here's the solar part, solar. You can chain them together. There's so many videos on this, and this was another refurbished item. I'll show you how large it folds out to. It's actually really nice. So it's made to, if you want to hang it, it has the loops all the way around on both sides. So this is the Goal Zero Nomad 50. Folds up super flat. It just folds into each other. And then it's got like a little magnet right here. And yeah, this is a nice go-to. It is a little bit heavier. Yeah, it actually has things on the outside here too to hang. So if you wanted to hang it up in the garage or something. So there's that one. And then the other one is even smaller size, 100 watt. So this is Top Solar, another refurbished item I got off of eBay. Super great company. And all of the plugs are right up here on the top. So this is output, DC 19 volt, USB-A, USB-C, and a 14 volt. So this comes open. You can see all the plugs underneath inside. And I'll show you. All right, so that folds all the way open like that. And then it pops open like that. And that is 100 watts of solar. It's really ingenious, really unbelievable. You can lay it flat on the ground depending on the time of day. It's got the spot for the carabiners if you want to hang it up. And yeah, so it folds, and it's a nice small portable unit. It is probably, I want to say 8 by 10 by 3. A little bit heavier. It probably weighs about the same as the 50 watt though. And then I'm going to bring out the really big one. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. This goes with my EcoFlow Delta. It is also a 200 watt panel. It's so sturdy and works so fast. 160 watt. Got the details on it. It's rather large, as you can see. Comes with all these different cords, etc. It kind of clips into itself. It's made to stand up. It works so good, you guys. Actually, I might leave this out so I can use it. It's a really nice sunny day here today and charge up a few things. But this is the EcoFlow solar panel that comes with everything. So this side is hard, and it's got all the carabiners that come with it to hook to it. But it's got couple different cords. So if, here's another cigarette lighter cord, and it's the monocrystal silicone cells inside, etc. So I did get a really good deal. So yeah, so this is a little more massive to carry around, but it is really thin. It can kind of tuck in somewhere pretty easily. So this is one that we do travel across the country with. Oh, actually one more thing. I did sign up for, if you've heard of Jase Medical. Jase Medical is a online company where you fill out a questionnaire, what medicines you're taking, you know, any health issues, etc. And then you pay a fee and they send you miscellaneous antibiotics. We went ahead, my husband and I, we have really awful insurance. We did utilize some, I want to say amoxicillin or something, within the last couple of months. Both of us kind of came down, we're thinking with the thing. We both ended up taking some amoxicillin and it kicked it right out of our system. And that's without, you know, doctor's visit. I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice. We hooked up with Jase Medical. You can look it up, and Jase is J-A-S-E Medical. And then the other one that was a little more thorough is called Duration Health, you know, infomercial on Instagram. There you go. And I clicked on it and I looked at the reviews and I kind of signed up for it. So with that one, you do have to do several different steps. You actually have to have a face-to-face with a doctor, which I did. You have to set an appointment. And yeah, it turned out really good. So I put all of our stuff in this kit, which is the Duration Health kit. And it came with quite a few things. Field guide, so, you know, if you're traveling somewhere. So I'm just utilizing the bag, went through, and yeah, so I have, you know, prescription drugs here, you know, non-prescription too. It came with some acetaminophen and some Imodium and a few other things. I've got some eye drops, you know, a couple different antibiotics for different things. So when you do the interview with the doctor, he goes over your history, or she goes over your history of why you would want this. So you do kind of have to qualify for that one. That's the duration health. But yeah, it is great. And so these are the other things that we do travel with it, which is, you know, kind of a necessity these days, you know, with how the world is very unpredictable. There's nothing wrong with having access to medicine that you wouldn't necessarily have without spending a fortune at a doctor's office. Like I said, this is not medical advice, but Duration Health Medical has helped us out. But you can literally click on the things that you do want to get. So there's a fee in the beginning, and then there's a fee for what type of medicines that this doctor thinks that you would need for your situation. So, but yeah, so this is our other bag that we travel with. And then also my husband, we always carry an extra set or two of his prescription pills. But I just thought I'd share what I've got going on in my life and what we travel with. So this is as prepared as I could possibly be, I think. I mean, there's a few other things that I would like to get. I think the other thing that's on our list, let's see, I mentioned before a silky saw, and then a shovel that folds down, a solar oven. You know, I watch Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and that always interests me. Like, she does so much cooking with that. I'm super inspired by a lot of these channels. I'll mention them down below. And if you like videos like this, sorry this was long, I will take pictures of everything and video and kind of go over what I talked about in this. If you have anything to add, just type it down below. And like I said, if you are interested in videos like this, they're kind of random. I do talk about preparedness like we did today. I also do pressure canning, water bath canning, and organization, and all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. You know, self-care, face care. But otherwise, I appreciate your time. But I just wanted to say thanks again for spending some time with me, and we'll see you next time on Christine's Routines. Take care, guys, and God bless.